Have you ever caught yourself making deals with your own mind? That little voice that says, I'll start tomorrow, or just 5 more minutes, or you've had a long day, take it easy. That voice isn't your friend, man. It's your enemy dressed in comfort. It's the silent killer of dreams, the sweet talker that convinces you to stay the same while life keeps moving without you. Every time you listen to that voice, you give away your power. Every time you hesitate, you lose momentum. And that's how people die while they're still breathing. They negotiate their passion away one excuse at a time. You say you want success, but the truth is, you just want it to be easy. You want the fire without the burn, the victory without the grind. But that's not how it works in the real world. In the real world, you either lead your mind or you get dragged by it. Discipline isn't some magical gift successful people are born with. It's a muscle built through war, the war between what you feel and what you want. And every time you choose what you want over what you feel, that muscle grows stronger. The reason most people stay stuck isn't because they don't know what to do. It's because they keep negotiating with weakness. They wake up, hit the alarm, and think maybe 10 more minutes. They look in the mirror and say, I'll start the diet next week. They look at their dreams and whisper, someday. But let me tell you something, someday doesn't exist. There's no perfect time. There's no motivation fairy coming to light your fire. It's you versus you. That's it. Every time you listen to comfort, you reinforce mediocrity. Every time you obey fear, you surrender control. And once your mind realizes it can boss you around, it never stops. You think the problem is your schedule, your job, your stress. No, the problem is your tolerance for negotiation. You keep giving your weakness a seat at the table, and the more you debate with your emotions, the louder they get. You want to build a strong life. Then stop talking and start commanding. You're not tired. You're untrained. You're not lazy. You're undisciplined. You're not lost. You're distracted. You've got power inside you that could shake mountains, but it's buried under hesitation, and hesitation is just fear wearing a polite face. You don't need more motivation. You need to make a decision that from this moment on, your feelings don't get a vote. You ever notice how winners move? They don't hesitate. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They just go. They train their minds like a soldier trains for war, because they know the mind is a wild animal, and if you don't control it, it'll eat your dreams alive. Every time your mind says, quit, and you keep going, you rewire it. Every time it says, take it easy, and you push harder, you take back control. And one day that voice of weakness starts to fade. It gets quieter, weaker, smaller, because now it knows who's in charge. You've got to stop living like your mind is your master. It's your tool. You tell it what to do, not the other way around. But that requires grit, not the kind you post about, the kind you live through, the kind that drags you out of bed when your body begs for comfort, the kind that makes you say, I don't care how I feel, I care who I become. That's discipline. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's not viral, but it's the foundation of everything worth having. And the crazy part, once you build it, life actually gets easier because you stop wasting energy negotiating with your emotions. You stop letting temporary feelings dictate permanent results. You move with clarity, you think sharper, you act faster. But here's the kicker. Nobody's coming to do it for you. Not your coach, not your parents, not your friends. You can't hire someone to do your push-ups. You can't outsource your discipline. You've got to build it with your own 2 hands. You want self-respect, earn it. You want confidence, keep your promises. You want freedom, control yourself. Because self-control is the highest form of power. When you can tell your body, move, and it moves, you win. When you can tell your mind, focus, and it listens, you win. That's how real success is built in silence, through consistency, through fire. Every time you push through discomfort, you're forging a stronger version of you. That's the reason the gym hurts. That's the reason discipline burns. Because you're literally burning away weakness. And listen, you're not supposed to feel ready. Nobody does. That's why so many people stay stuck. They wait for motivation. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a roommate. Motivation shows up when it feels like it. Discipline never leaves. Stop asking your mind for permission to become great. Start giving it orders. Say to yourself, I run this. My mind doesn't tell me when to act. I decide. You'll notice something powerful. Once your mind realizes you're serious, it begins to obey. That's the moment you level up. That's the moment you stop existing and start living. That's the moment you stop playing small and start building yourself into someone unstoppable. Because the truth is, discipline isn't punishment. It's power. It's how you take your potential and make it real. It's how you turn chaos into order. It's how you silence the noise and hear your purpose again. You've been stuck in your head for too long, listening to every doubt, every excuse, every fear. It's time to take back control. It's time to shut the door on negotiation and step into domination. So the next time that lazy voice whispers, take it easy, smile, and say, not today. Because from now on, you're not here to talk yourself out of greatness. You're here to command it. You've got to understand something. Your mind follows the patterns you feed it. If you feed it hesitation, it learns delay. If you feed it action, it learns execution. That's the game. That's the formula every strong person lives by. Discipline is not about feeling motivated every morning. It's about building structure that removes the need for motivation. You want to change your life? Start by changing what your mind expects from you. Stop letting your mornings be random. When that alarm hits, don't think, move. The longer you wait, the weaker you get. The human brain builds momentum in seconds, so when you hesitate, you literally train hesitation into your system. When you act instantly, you train power. Your brain is a machine. It learns through repetition, not emotion. You tell it what to do again and again until it gets the message. That's why soldiers don't ask if they feel like training. It's programmed. That's how you must live, programmed for progress. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting at your own funeral. The day you start acting without asking how you feel, that's the day you win. That's the day you become dangerous, because you've turned your mind into a weapon, not a weakness. Every morning, give your brain a simple command. Don't negotiate. Say it out loud. Train your nervous system to understand who's in charge. The moment that alarm goes off, get up. When you feel lazy, move faster. When you want to quit, push harder. You're not trying to prove anything to the world. You're proving to your own mind that you run this show. And that's what separates the average from the elite. The average waits for discipline to feel right. The elite act until discipline becomes natural. Let me tell you something. When you start operating like this, people will notice. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say you've changed. They won't get it because they're still negotiating with their weakness every day. But deep down, they'll wish they had your control. They'll wish they had your fire. You're not cold, you're focused. You're not selfish, you're strategic. You're not lucky, you're consistent. Consistency, that's the key that unlocks everything. You can't build strength if you keep restarting. You can't build confidence if you keep breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you teach your brain that your word means nothing. And if your own word means nothing to you, nothing you say will ever carry power. But when you do what you said you'd do, even when it's uncomfortable, something magical happens. You start trusting yourself again. You start walking different. You start talking different. Because deep down you know, I do what I say. That's real confidence. That's real freedom. Not the fake kind you post online, but the kind that lives in your chest when no one's watching. You see, discipline is like compound interest, small consistent deposits that turn into unstoppable results. Miss one day, nothing happens. Miss 1 week, you lose your rhythm. Miss 1 month, you lose your identity. Because discipline is not about tasks, it's about who you believe you are. So from this moment on, build an identity that matches your goals. Say it. I am the kind of person who follows through. You start to live like that, everything changes. You stop chasing motivation because you've built momentum. Momentum is the real secret. Once you start moving, your mind adjusts to the motion. Action kills doubt, movement kills fear. That's why lazy people feel heavy. They're carrying the weight of inaction. Once you move, the resistance melts. Because motion builds emotion. You want to know how to rewire your life? Stack small wins. Every day, do something that challenges your comfort. Wake up early, take a cold shower. Finish that workout. Read that page. Each small victory sends a signal to your brain. We're not the same anymore. But when you stack those wins for 30 days straight, you become a different person. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. You stop apologizing for your ambition because you've earned the right to feel powerful. Don't chase confidence. Earn it through repetition. Don't wait for courage. Build it through action. Don't expect peace. Create it through control. You see, self-control isn't about restriction. It's about direction. It's about saying, this is where I'm going, and refusing to let your emotions hijack the wheel. The mind will always whisper, it's too hard. You smile and say, good. That means it's worth it. That's how warriors think. That's how champions operate. That's how leaders are born. Because discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You'll fall, you'll slip, you'll screw up. But the key is you don't stop. You don't start over every Monday. You keep walking forward. Every rep counts. Every struggle counts. Every small act of control builds your future self. And one day you'll look back and realize it wasn't the big wins that changed you. It was the moments you didn't quit. It was the days you showed up when nobody cared. It was the mornings you pushed through the noise. That's how unbreakable people are built. One choice at a time. So hear me now. Stop negotiating with your mind. Stop asking how you feel. Start acting like your future is watching you, because it is. 10 years from now, you'll meet the version of you that was shaped by today's discipline or today's excuses. Which version are you building? The one that complains or the one that commands? The one that dreams or the one that dominates, it's your call. The switch is in your hands. And the moment you truly decide that you run your mind, not the other way around, everything shifts. The world doesn't owe you easy, but it will respect your discipline, because when you move with power, people feel it. When you speak with conviction, they listen. And when you live with control, you inspire others to do the same. So from this second on, stop being available to weakness. Be loyal to your greatness. Don't wait for permission. Don't look for motivation. Be the fire. Be the voltage. Be the storm that wakes your own potential, because the mind will always test you. But now it knows who's in charge. You.